nice to meet you. Thank you very much for taking the time to meet with me today. As I think you're aware, so here at William Alexander, our employees get a chance to sort of choose where our regular charity donations go. And we're really delighted to have been able to support Bramber Bakehouse this time around. So I was just wondering if you could start by giving us a quick intro into what you do.
Yeah, so my name's Lucy. I'm the co-founder and the charity manager here at Bramber Bakehouse, and we provide skills-based training for female survivors of human trafficking and modern slavery. So for us, that looks like a programme made up of using baking as a tool and a form of therapy alongside wellbeing support and life skills that equip them for employability or for education or for volunteering.
When it comes to the women that you're helping, how do you find them, and how do you sort of identify the people that would benefit most?
We have what we call a referral partner scheme. So we've worked with a number of different anti-trafficking organisations that cover up from London to Kent across to Southampton. So we've built relationships with them over the years and continue to build new relationships now, but they refer women into us. So they're providing casework support, or they might be some kind of support worker. So they're giving them a lot of support in the background, but they're then referring them to us.
Oh, great.
So that's worked really well for us because it means we have a contact outside of them that we can touch base with if we need to, or, if they need some care during the week, then they've got someone there that can do that. And it's just worked out really well. So we're just starting to think about opening up our cohorts to other groups of vulnerable women that might need support, because I think we know what we're delivering is having an impact, but there's not just women out there who've been trafficked. There's also women who are victims of domestic violence who might want to be free of that situation and be independent. There's plenty of refugees and asylum seekers. I mean, we hear about it every day in the news, don't we? But I think we've identified that we could be running programs for them as well. And sort of as we go along, we'll probably start to open that out a bit more. But the big barrier for us at the moment is that we're using a community kitchen, but we don't own it. So when we want to run programs, we have to go to them and sort of say, oh, can we have availability for 8 weeks? And they're like, oh, no, we can't. We've got something in the middle of it.
Right.
So where we want to run more programs, I mean, last year we turned away, I think we accepted 69% of applicants. So 31% we had to say no to them because we didn't have the space to run it. So we're starting to work on a bit of a plan for the next year or 18 months to get our own building and have that as more of a community space where we could run the programme if we wanted to 5 days a week. But also we want to go down the route of being like a social enterprise and having a bit of a purpose behind what we're baking. So if you had any corporate orders, then you could come to Bramber and say, we want to, we're hosting a team building day and we need bread for that or pastries for that. Then that the money you're spending has a bigger impact because it's funding the charitable work. So that's kind of the route we're trying to go down.
It is incredible. When we heard about the charity, the way we run things, we work with Sussex Community Foundation, and they sort of, link us up with various different groups that they think might be in line with the sorts of things we want to support. Every time it's always a tough decision, obviously, because there's so many worthwhile groups out there. But this was one of the only times where it's been pretty much unanimous, that everyone agreed that this was the group we wanted to support. And I think it partly because it just felt quite unique in terms of what you're doing. Maybe, I don't know if that's me being naive about, what goes on in the local area, but it did feel quite sort of special in terms of the people you were helping and the work you were doing. So it was amazing to hear more about it. So we were able to give a grant of £9,000. So can you just tell us a little bit about sort of what that will be used for?
Yeah, so we've actually got a cohort starting with us in 2 weeks. So they come to us for an 8-week programme and we'll be using that money to fund the programme. So the course is completely free of charge for those that are coming onto the course. We also cover their transport because these are women who haven't got a lot of money to be able to come onto courses like this. It's really important that we break down those barriers and give them the access where they need it. And we'll be able to deliver that programme for them with your support, which is great. But also we're working on a new mentoring programme as well. So using that money, which we didn't know we would get, we're now able to have those resources allocated to that. And we want to create a mentoring program for the women we're supporting. So once they've been through the program with us, we can provide additional one-to-one support with them through our volunteer network and help them get into work or voluntary placements or education through that mentoring scheme. So yeah, there's a few different things that we'll be able to do this year as a result. And the course is normally for 10 women to attend. So we're running a course in the summer and we'll run another one in the autumn. So that's 20 women that we'll see come through the program this year, which is really great.
Amazing. What sort of difference will, them coming on the course make for them and their lives?
Yeah, just to give you, I guess, a bit of a background about the women that we're supporting. So I think it's very easy when you hear people talk about survivors of human trafficking for it to just be a label. But actually, these are women who have suffered for years and years, often, where they've been exploited or forced into things that they wouldn't necessarily have done themselves. And I think it's really important to emphasize that that is where they've come from. And with that comes a lot of trauma, but also no idea about what you can do with your future as a result of that. And often very little support from the government and from the Home Office to be able to move forward with your life. So really that, the money that you're giving us and the programs that we're giving them is life-changing for them, because it gives them an opportunity to learn new skills, build their confidence, build a plan for their future, and then most importantly, to implement that plan. And where you've got women who don't know how to kind of gain that independence, we're seeing women go on to do university degrees, they're going into voluntary placements, they're coming back to volunteer with us and then teach others the things that they've learned. So, I mean, it is life or death in some cases. And I know that sounds quite dramatic, but we've got one woman who had come on the programme a few years ago, and she was at breaking point really, and didn't know what to do to move forward. And Bramber kind of gave her that stake in the ground that was, people that were investing in her and were able to say, no, this is what you're going to do with your future, and this is how you can do it. And as a result, she's now doing a degree, and she's coming back and She's inspiring the women that have come through our program that they can also do that. And, she was an asylum seeker. She'd been exploited for years through family members. And now she's kind of going on and delivering amazing services for others. But it's a life-changing opportunity for them to be able to turn their lives around. So, yeah, thank you for all of your support.
That's incredible. I mean, yeah, the work that you're doing and the difference it is making to these women is incredible. And it's amazing to hear about it. So thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me and tell me a little bit more about what you're doing. We really appreciate it. And we think it's an incredible charity. So yeah, we hope the money helps.
Thank you for your support.